you and I in this beautiful world. Who makes the world so beautiful? It's our eyes. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. When we ask about what are eyes, we get a very simple answer. Eyes are the part of our body. They are the organs of the visual system. They provide us vision. We can see through our eyes. But in true terms, eyes are something more than that. Shakespeare has well said, "The eyes are the window to our soul." Our eyes glitter like gold to express our happiness. Tear pearls roll down from our eyes to show our emotions. Our eyes express what our words fall short of expression. Eyes are not only the most important sense organ of the human body, but also the gateway to a beautiful and colorful life. Life becomes beautiful through eyes, and life ends with the closure of eyes. With this, when eyes are the inspiration of several pens to scratch a paper, lyrics of many musicians, camera of thoughts, passion of ophthalmologists, and a colorful description of life, we need to take care of our eyes. But how safe are our eyes these days when we are working from home to fight with corona? When we take an immense care of our mobiles, iPhones, or digital cameras which have about 5 to 20 megapixels, how much care and attention are we giving to our 576 megapixel eyes? With this concern, Abhivyakti Research and Development Foundation ARDF has taken an initiative to organize this discussion on screen time, eyes and corona with our experts Dr. Sonia Joshi, a senior ophthalmologist and joint director at Rourkela Ispat General Hospital IGH, who will share her valuable insights on eyes and eyesights. Along with her, we have with us another expert, Dr. R.K. Biswal, who is a child psychologist and engaged in teaching at NIT Rourkela to share with us the effects of digital addiction on children's psychology.
With this, I, Dr. Antarjita Naik, warmly welcome Dr. Joshi and Dr. Biswal and to all our listeners to this insightful discussion.
Thank you, Dr. Antarjita Naik.
Now,
Good evening and thank you.
welcome, madam. Now, I request Dr. Joshi to tell us briefly about eyes and eye care. Dr. Joshi.
Thank you. Thank you, Antarjita. You have described it very nicely that eye is the window of our body and our soul and also our mind.
Okay.
So as we know, even though it's a very small organ, it is one of the most important of our five senses, and almost 80% of our senses is through the eyes only. And thus, it is essential that we take care of our eyes to improve the quality of our life, and also the livelihood of our family depends on a good vision.
Yes.
So this way, I cannot stress how much it is important to look after our eyes.
Due to corona, we all are homebound and are working from home. As we are working from home, there are long hours of work in front of computers. So in this regard, please enlighten us on computer vision syndrome.
That's a very excellent question, because as you know, in this lockdown due to corona, almost all of us are inside our houses and spending more than 7 to 8 or sometimes even 10 hours using digital interface. So here in this scenario, computer vision syndrome becomes even more important. It is also known as digital eye strain, and this is caused by excessive use of digital interface, especially if you use it more than 6 to 7 hours, and it causes symptoms like eye strain, headache, blurred vision, dry eyes, neck and shoulder pain.
Yeah.
And all these symptoms can be very excruciating and cause problem to the person who is using the computers or any mobile or any other digital interface for a long time. and can also cause poor sleep, mental irritability, obesity, especially in children. And usually all this is caused by mostly glare from the digital screen. Sometimes there is improper viewing distances. The sitting posture is also very poor, and it is further aggravated by uncorrected visual problems. Mostly they might not be using the ideal correct spectacle corrections. And also the blue light that comes from this LED screen, that has now been known to be quite harmful, as it is a very short wave and high intensity light, and that causes disturbances in our body sleep rhythm and our biological clock in the short term, especially for children who they have the tendency to see this mobiles and videos, especially for long hours in the night. And also it has been thought to cause some retinal changes like macular degeneration in the long term. So all these complex symptoms can be caused by this computer vision syndrome.
Okay. This is applicable to both the desktop as well as laptop.
Yes.
And
Any
mobile
kind of
too.
digital interface. Sure. Any kind of digital interface which is used for a prolonged period of time.
Okay. At a stretch.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Then we would now like to go to our next question. Ma'am, is there any eye exercise to keep our eyes healthy during these days?
Yes, you can do some very simple exercises. They do not take a long time and can definitely help the eye to be relaxed and keep the eye muscles also relaxed.
Okay.
I can just list out a few exercises if you want.
Yes, sure, ma'am.
Easy.
It would be very nice if you give some examples for exercise.
Sure.
Yes.
And anyone can do it.
Yes.
So this exercise that I'm telling is you have to do it in a sitting position.
Okay.
That is called a focus change exercise.
Okay.
So you sit and then you hold a pointer, any pen or your finger a few inches away from the eye.
Okay.
Then you focus at the tip of your finger or a pen or a pointer, and then slowly you bring it near your eyes, not changing the focus.
Okay.
Keep it for a few seconds near your eyes, and then again slowly put your finger away at arm's length. So in this way, you are exercising the accommodative muscles in the eye, because you're changing the distance from little far to near. So this way the muscles of the eye are exercised, and you can do near work for a more prolonged period of time because your muscles are becoming stronger.
Okay.
Then there is another very simple rule, especially as you had said earlier about this computer vision syndrome, that is called a 20-20-20 rule.
Okay.
That is, after every 20 minutes of digital interface use, maybe mobile or computer, after every 20 minutes, look 20 feet away, that is, look towards the distance for 20 seconds.
Okay.
So basically, the theme here is to give the eye a short break.
Okay.
Because mostly all the symptoms that I had listed out earlier, they are caused by constant viewing at the screen. The LED screen, the flickering pixels that is there on the screen, all that causes a lot of strain on the eye. You have to take a break. You have to blink more. Some time you can close the eye, roll your eyes about, and even palming, like you rub your hands together, and that warmth, you close your eyes and put it on your eyelids. I think many of us do that instinctively also. So that gives a little sort of comfort to the eye. And the reason is you're giving the eye muscles a short break to again readjust and refocus. So this helps in reducing the symptoms that are caused by this constant digital use.
Okay. I think this 20-20-20 exercise is very easy and can be followed by everybody while using. Yes. Okay,
Sure.
Ma'am. Ma'am, is there any time limit for any digital exposure, means for different age groups? Is there any time limit after that we should give our eyes a little bit of gap or like that?
Sure. So according to WHO recommendations, below the age of 2 years, no screen time is recommended. So any kind of screen time is not recommended till the age of 2 years.
Okay.
Then between the age of 2 and 5 years for children, it should not be more than 1 hour of screen time.
Okay.
It could be any online learning or any game, but not more than 1 hour. And for teenagers, like up from 5 to teenagers, not more than 2 hours. So that is the recommended usage. But as you know,
we are very much prone to gadgets nowadays. Means child after taking birth only they are being acquainted to these gadgets.
I know.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
happens. Children are, parents tend to feed the children in front of the TV or the mobile so that he sits at one place. But all this is very harmful because then it causes problems like I talked earlier about sleep disturbances, mental fatigue, inability to concentrate, obesity, and also nowadays they are thinking that the high rate of myopia, that is nearsightedness, the thick spectacles that children are using, that is also one of the causes, like constant near work with less outdoor activity, that has given rise to more of this nearsightedness that you are seeing in school-going children.
Okay. Okay, then is there means devices and distances? Is there any distance we need to follow while working on these computers or laptops or mobile? What should be the distance of these
So
gadgets from our eyes?
That's an interesting question. There's a very simple rule, easy to remember, that is known as 1 by 2 by 10 rule.
1 by 2 by 10 rule. Okay.
Yes. Remember, So 1 foot distance for smartphones or mobiles.
Okay.
Then 2 feet distance for laptop or desktop. You have to
Okay.
maintain that ideal viewing distance. And 10 feet distance for television viewing. So if you keep this distance, then the stress or the strain on the eye due to this LED screens or digital interface will be lessened.
Okay. This is a very insightful.
I know many parents ask me this, so this is a very easy rule for everyone to remember because people tend to forget. So we just keep in mind 1, 2, 10, and then you can see that your child follows this distance.
Even though not totally there, but we can somehow manage our eyes and eye problem. Okay,
yes, definitely.
During our work, should we follow any lighting conditions with or digital conditions? Means what should be the light modulation of the gadgets that we are working on? Is there any specification over this?
Yes, this is important, because sometimes I see people using the laptop or the mobile at night. I mean, all lights are switched off and only that LED light is being used. So then that blue light at night, it is more harmful because as I told you earlier, blue light is short wavelength and high intensity. So it tends to scatter more. And this scattering causes distorted vision. Blurring of vision. So the person who is viewing for a prolonged period of time has to focus and use his eye muscles more. So this causes more of digital eye strain. And then that leads to sleep disturbances. And as has been studied, these sleep disturbances cause many problems, like especially in children. It causes problems like your mental alertness is disturbed, you're groggy in the morning, you don't feel very active. And then sedentary, it promotes all this excessive digital use will promote a sedentary sort of life. So that leads to obesity. And like I told you earlier, it causes myopia or nearsightedness. So ideally, the light in the room should be a soft kind of light, but not completely dark. And also do not use very harsh light because again that causes glare. So glare should be avoided. There are a few methods which you can use apart from using a very soft light which doesn't cause glare to the eyes. You can add a anti-glare that you get a screen, cover screen for your mobiles or your laptops. You can add that anti-glare screen on those devices. And also you can have your spectacles with this anti-reflective coating or anti-glare coating. Nowadays you get all these spectacles. You can have that. Then you can also use this blue light filters. Like there are glasses in the spectacles which have these blue light filters. So even though you do not have any power, you can just use those special computer glasses, they are known as. So they'll filter out the blue light and it gives a soothing effect to eyes, like it doesn't cause so much strain, which you also might have noticed, like if you're using a mobile for a long time, it causes strain. So to avoid that, you can use this blue light filter. And most important is to have the ideal correction, like your spectacle correction should be ideal. It should be correct for your eyes. Improper spectacle usage can also cause eye strain. In addition to your lighting like you had talked about. So all this you have to keep in mind.
Okay. So in this question, the spectacles play a major role. We can adjust our
and
spectacles.
also not very harsh light which can cause glare.
Yeah.
All that. And you can use that night mode and etc. But ideally we would avoid using these digital equipments for a long time, for a prolonged period in the night with all lights switched off, that causes a lot of harm to the eyes.
Okay. Ma'am, is there any food for eyes? Good food to keep our eyes healthy. On that, can you suggest some foods so that we can follow for a healthy eyes?
Ideally, balanced diet which is healthy for our body is also healthy for our eyes. But in addition, eye, as you know, it has the nerve layer known as retina.
Yeah.
So for retina, there are a few vitamins and lutein pigment, which is essential for a healthy retina. So for that, I would advise green leafy vegetables, carotenoid-rich vegetables like carrot, papaya, fruits like mango, and then you can use milk products, eggs, nuts, and beans, which are good in omega-3 fatty acids, especially your seafood, fish and tuna, etc. In Orissa and West Bengal, I know you have eat a lot of seafood, which is very good for the eyes because it has omega-3 fatty acids.
Okay.
So also that helps in the healthy nerve layer. So this kind of food, which is healthy for the eye, and avoid junk food, because again, as you know, eye itself is a part of our body. So any kind of food which harms our body ultimately will harm the eye also.
Eyes also. Okay. Ma'am, nowadays we know that diabetic patients count is increasing day by day, and during these lockdown days, working from home and working hours together on mobiles, computers, and laptops. What would you like to suggest to our vulnerable groups like diabetic groups or any other group who has been operated their eyes, and how should they take care of their eyes during these times? Because they are very much prone to means serious threats are there to them.
So you're right about the vulnerable groups. Diabetes and hypertension, if not controlled properly, are a very important cause of several kinds of retinopathy or diseases of the retina, which ultimately hamper the vision of the eye. So diabetes and hypertension should be controlled. And as you know, the sedentary lifestyle is also a very important factor which further aggravates our diabetes and hypertension. So if you are a diabetic or a hypertensive, please see that your medications are adequate. Both the sugar levels and the blood pressure levels are under control, and some outdoor activity should also be incorporated, or some exercises should be incorporated, so that you do not be a sedentary couch potato like kind of person that leads to again difficulty in controlling these two important systemic diseases. And as for eye care in operated eye, it's very important to have proper protection to the eyes. And this is also especially important for those who play contact sports and all. So they should wear protective eye gear. And like I had also explained earlier, for the screens, you can use anti-glare screens. You can use glasses that filter out the harmful blue light. And if outdoors you have more outdoor activity, then you can have ultraviolet filters or photochromatic or polarized sunglasses, which will protect the eyes. Okay. But basically, most important is to control your diabetes and blood pressure. See that nothing, no harmful dust and etc. fall into eye. So use a protective eye gear, especially for like you talked about operated eye. So for those persons, they need protection in front of the eyes to avoid any foreign object or dust or some dirty water to fall into the eyes. And then to have a regular eye checkup. I would recommend that definitely.
Okay. Do the screen time will affect these groups more than other groups?
Screen time, I wouldn't say directly they would affect, but then indirectly, like I talked earlier, it will promote more of a sedentary nature.
Okay.
So then that would again aggravate the symptoms of the blood pressure and the sugar levels, which are not getting controlled because there is no activity, physical activity involved. But directly those lights are not harmful because most of the operated eyes, even though operated, they have those lenses which have inbuilt ultraviolet filters. And of course, for the blue light, you can use, like I suggested earlier, special computer glasses or anti-glare screens. That would help.
Okay. Ma'am, now the answer that you will give to my question will be for the parents. I would like to ask you to suggest our parents some cares that they should take of their children's eye, especially during this time, because nowadays the children are watching more time TV. They are also
I
engaged in online teaching, which they are using the mobile phones. So, what suggestion would you like to give to our parents?
First would be most important would be to limit the screen time, like I had
Already
talked to
said.
you earlier, as far as possible. I think even the schooling and the school should also limit the screen time for very young children. For 2 to 5 years, I don't think so more than 1 hour of online teaching is ideal for them, because that is not suggested. That has also many other problems, like we had discussed earlier, about disturbance in sleep and mental alertness, etc. So first would be limiting of screen time. Second, I would insist on outdoor activities, proper fresh air, that is important, a healthy diet, because diet in children nowadays again has become a junk food diet, and continuous screen viewing like in mobiles or laptop or any video games, the child tends to eat more of junk food in that. You'll be seeing him sitting with chips in his hand and all this fast food. So all that ultimately, all these factors, they come work together.
Mm-hmm.
So these complex factors, they all add up together and then cause a health issue in the child. So
Yeah.
that has to be looked into. Proper sleep, because for a child, proper growth, both physical and mental, is important, and sleep is the most important factor in that. So sleep should be proper. So this excessive viewing of mobiles and laptops can disturb your sleep. And then another important factor which I would like to insist on is a regular eye checkup. This should be a part of the school health checkup. Very few schools follow it diligently. I would suggest a yearly checkup for the child, because you can detect refractive errors at the earliest. You can detect various eye problems like squint, lazy eye or amblyopia, or any other eye disease at the earliest. So if a once in a year checkup be in the school curriculum as a health checkup, that would be so much important in detecting eye disease earlier and correcting it.
Okay. I think this would be very much helpful to the parents.
Yeah.
Next question is, ma'am, we have already known that green vegetables, green leafy vegetables put a good impact on our eyes. So, what would you like to say, that is there any effect of greenery on our eyes? Good effect.
Definitely. Nature, it nourishes our whole body and it nourishes the eye. So nature, greenery is so important. It soothes our eye, it calms us, it reduces the normal day-to-day stress and irritation that we go through. So, and going outdoors, having the fresh air, outdoor activities, and ultimately nature affects all that. So I would definitely suggest going out, and greenery and nature it would be very much helpful in both our body, health of our body, and also the health of our eyes.
Okay, ma'am. Now, my next question would be to Dr. Biswal. It is on addiction and on screen time. Like, why people are getting addicted to the digital mediums? Why they are so much addicted? And what are the effects and side effects as well? Basically on children and others as a whole. Dr. Biswal, what would you like to say to our listeners on this topic?
Well, Dr. Joshi has already mentioned so many important points, and some of the points that I'm supposed to talk, it's already been discussed. So I would add on, like how human behavior is a problematic one when it comes to the visual system, or we use most of the gadgets to see something. Uh, Major issue is the kind of lifestyle that we people are having these days. We do not follow a specific routine. We used to go to bed late at night, and in many families, children also follow what parents do. So parents watch serials, movies, and everything, and in order to get uh, uh, an uninterrupted serial watching, they give their mobile phones to the children. So they also keep on watching that mobile phones for a long time. And by the time they come to sleep, they have sleep disturbances. So this kind of habits has to be stopped, or has to be uh, I think it has to be stopped. There is no compromise if we need a better care. Second, addiction, like for children, any form of entertainment through visual medium is interest that creates an interest in them, and we just cannot say that you don't take it, because we do not have any other alternative. These days we do not give much time to our children, and we just want an escape route. This is an escape route, but this escape route is uh, going to have its toll on parents as well as on children too. So when we talk about addiction, this addiction is not because the child is addicted. We have also equal role to make our children addicted to digital mediums or these devices. So far as cartoons and other things are concerned, children like colors, children like sounds, children like all kinds of funny things that is happening in the screen. So they are attracted to that. Instead, what we can do, if we can take children out for an outing, or we can show them something interesting, or if we can talk to them, we can have a story time or bedtime story, or maybe during the dinner time we can discuss with them, which is not happening. During dinner, we switch on our television, we watch our favorite serials, and children do watch the television or mobile or something else. So that is why this is adding to the addiction. I would not say that children are responsible for this addiction. Rather, parents must take sufficient care and be attentive on their children's watching screen most often. And parents have to take utmost care to keep children away from those kind of addictions.
Dr. Biswal, do these addictions have a long run effect on the children?
Oh,
And can this be addiction be broken, or can this be derailed?
I think they are going to have, and it is already having an impact on children. In one of my research studies with college-going students, I found that they are using internet mostly for entertainment. It is not for information, because internet cannot give knowledge. Internet can give only information, and
Supplementary knowledge, what we can say.
I don't think that is called supplementary knowledge, but it's just information, and too much of information without having a end point, end goal. There is no meaning of gathering so much of information. As such, information is available whenever we want, but students do not use it, or maybe the youngsters do not use it for the sake of information. They use it for the sake of entertainment. And we know in the internet, so many different contents are coming, which is beyond our control, and children are equally exposed to those kind of contents. So we do not know where we are taking our children in future. So it has to be that there must be some kind of limitation to this.
Okay, from today's discussion, we have, I hope we have got answer to our many possible questions. And Dr. Joshi's 1 by 2 by 10 distance and 20 exercise will surely be helpful to all our listeners during this pressing time of Corona. And besides that, Dr. Biswal's suggestions given to the parents to break the addiction and to help their children as well as the society in the long run move. So at this note, I would thank Dr. Joshi and Dr. Biswal for sparing their valuable time and sharing with us their knowledge and experiences on screen time, eyes, and corona.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a good discussion, and I wholeheartedly agree with Dr. Biswal, as the role of parents is of utmost importance. Being a parent, I realize this myself, and I think more parent education is needed right now, because children have to, they don't have the control over all these things. So it's only the parent who can properly guide them. So the role is very important. And I thank Dr. Biswal for his comments.
Thank you,
on that.
Dr. Joshi. Thank you, Dr. Joshi.
Thank you.
So, with the growing and leading responsibilities for the parents, we would like to wind up today's discussion and hope this discussion is beneficial to all our listeners. Thank you, Dr. Joshi.
Thank you.